One.
Good evening, everybody. Today is July 24th, and welcome to another special edition of Deliberate Discussions. I am your co host, Vicki Horton.
And I'm your co-host, Adric Parker.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have so much that is going on right now. We are going to be live streaming President Joe Biden's address to the nation on his decision to drop out of the race and endorse current Vice President Kamala Harris. So please go and grab your favorite cocktail, your favorite snack, sit down and join us. Join in the conversation.
Let's kick back.
Great. This is going to be great. I'm so excited. So that's why we're on a little bit early. And I know people are going to go back and look at this. So, Thadric, let's get into some advertising first, okay?
Yes, let's do that. There you go.
Okay, first and foremost, if you would like to advertise on Deliberate Discussions, whether it is your business, your product, or your upcoming event, or if you would just like to even join the show to come on and speak to our viewers, speak to the whole country, because we are live streaming this. If you have something to say, we welcome you to come to Deliberate Discussions. Just reach out to myself, Vicki Horton, 561-325-1488.
All right.
Second, oh my God, I am so excited. The West Palm Beach Coyotes, they have advanced to the championship for the fourth year in a row. They are headed tonight at this moment. Their flight takes off at 9:30 p.m. They are headed to Canton, Ohio for the D2 championship, which they will be playing on this Friday at 6 p.m. in Canton, Ohio. Ladies, I know y'all gonna bring it home. You all did an amazing job with defeating the Detroit Venom y'all had the home team advantage. And then just 2 weeks ago, you went to Atlanta, Georgia to defeat the then undefeated Atlanta Rage.
Yes.
What a wonderful season you guys have been having. And I am just so sad that I'm gonna be missing Canton, Ohio. But shout out to the West Palm Beach Coyotes. It's still not too late to support these ladies. Please go to the West Palm Beach Coyotes Facebook page and get the cash app for them so that you can make donations. They're on their way to Canton, Ohio, but these girls need all the support that they can get. And we will be talking to them when they come back with that fourth championship. Congratulations, Coyotes.
Ricky, you how are you gonna announce the Coyotes and you don't even do the Coyote sound?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm ready. Coyotes! Okay, ladies, those my girls.
Okay, I'm like, wait a minute.
You're right, Patrick. You're right.
All right.
Okay, if you're looking for something to do not this coming weekend, but August 10th, Lorenzo Lolly Hutchison, if you know him, to know him is to love him. He and his wife, Monique Hutchison, every single year have been bringing us Blackout. And I believe this is the 15th annual because it did stop for a few years. But Lolly is going to be celebrating his 50th birthday at Blackout, which is, like I said, is Blackout Party 2024. And I believe this is number 15 on Saturday, August 10th. If you have not purchased your tickets, please go to eventbrite.com and purchase your tickets to Blackout Party 2024. Shout out to Lolly and Monique Hutchison for always putting this together. I'm glad to have it back. Now we just need to get Christy Create West to bring back Freaking Dress.
Correct. So does that mean that the attire, everything is black?
It should be.
Okay.
It should be. And when I tell you, Lolly puts together a great team. I don't know, like Rohan, Lolly is one of the biggest promoters in South Florida. He's been doing this event for many, many years. And I was so sad when it did stop. But it's back and it's a week after my birthday. So I will be in attendance at Blackout 9. Oh, solo. I'm sorry, did I say Blackout 9? Okay. Next up, we have our third annual Unity Fest, which is coming up August 3rd, next weekend. And this is going to take place at Pompey Community Park from 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. Now, DJ AK will be the official DJ for this event. And trust me, when AK is there, AK brings out the whole county. When I
Correct.
tell you, when he's DJing these events, it's free entry. Bring the whole family. Bring especially the kids. There's going to be free school book bag giveaway. I think it's school supplies. There's going to be a men's basketball tournament. There's going to be vendors, food, all kinds of things. If you have any questions, please go to AK Big Wagon's page and look at these flyers. Please, if you have any questions, please call or inbox him, or you can also call or inbox me, Vicki Horton, 561-325-1488. I'll put you in contact with the right people. But don't forget the 3rd annual Unity Fest being held at Pompey Community Park on August 3rd.
Are we doing Rohan's event?
Yes.
There you go.
You have that one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And also coming up, the Black Lux 4th annual picnic. Okay. If you guys went to Black Lux 3rd annual this past February, next February is going to be the 4th annual. And this is going to be held at the amphitheater in Boca Raton, Florida. Again, please go to Eventbrite and look up the information on that. If you have any other questions, please contact blackluxpicnic.com, I believe it is.
Yeah, it
and
is.
This is another amazing upscale event for our community. Rohan, thank you so very much for bringing this to us.
You can tell this is a South Florida event because who in the hell could be outside in February?
Oh my God. And you know, it's so beautiful. You and Joshua have to come down. It was amazing.
You cannot have that event in Chicago. I can tell you that in February.
and you know what I love about it, Thadric? It's drama free, just a good time, good vibe all over the place. And it's the same thing with Blackout.
Okay.
Cool, so when Lolly has Blackout, Lolly and Rohan kind of put me in mind of each other, you know, how humble they both are. And in everything that they do, they put their all into it. And on Lolly's team, I know Darren Cummings. Darren is another amazing promoter in South Florida. I mean, you talking about these 3 guys, amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. Just totally amazing. I mean, there's plenty more. You got Jimmy Sutton. Of course, we have AK. AK, you know, he's not just a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, she was early. We didn't check your text messages, obviously. He totally threw me off, Vicki. I'm sorry. I knew he was coming over here to screaming, and I'm like, "We're live."
You could at least cut your camera off, Coles.
He totally threw me off. I'm so sorry, friend.
Oh my God!
And you saw me, you're like, "Who are you talking to?"
Like somebody attacking my friend or something. Like, what's going on?
I knew what he was getting ready to do. I'm like, "Wait, we're live." He's like, "Y'all early."
Oh my God. I love y'all.
Live show, y'all, and this is how things go. I'm sorry. things happen during a live show, but yes.
Hey, we're live, so you know it is what it is.
All right.
You know, so I know I'm going pretty fast with all of these promotions, but we have just 6 minutes before President Biden comes on to address the nation. So let's continue with these promotions, and we're going to continue to post these on our pages, our Deliberate Discussions page, as well as our personal pages. But again, shout out to all of our down south promoters. Thank you so much for bringing these amazing events for us. Shout out to Alton AK King. AK spells how, you know, sometimes he spells, sometimes he's king, sometimes he's both, but big wagon bitch.
All right, so this is the one that I have. So I would like to bring to you guys the Parker's Pop-Up Food Shop, which will take place on Friday, August 2nd from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. This will take place at 613 Southwest 8th Avenue in Delray Beach, Florida. Frog Alley, right on 8th Avenue in front of the graveyard. Y'all know where it's at. So Delray, please show up and show out.
Yes.
It is a pop-up shop for my family, and we will have several different shops set up where we have Sean's Way street corn and burgers. We have Doug's pork styles. We have Nicole chicken wings and fries. Rhonda's conch salad and fritters. We have beverages. We have Hughes's desserts delights. So it will be a great
menu up, friend.
I'm sorry.
Put that menu up.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming. so,
Woo! The Parkers.
so you have the menu here. We got the street corn going for $5. The old fashioned burgers $5. You got all the chicken wings and
Ooh.
fries $10. You got all kind of stuff. You want a side of fries with that, an extra $3. You got rib sandwiches $10.
They got
You
the rib sandwich.
got real sandwiches and everything. we got Rhonda's conch salad and conch fritters. Got conch salad going for $10, fritters for $5. You got Doug's pork sauce for $10. And on top, we're gonna have Parker special in the building. We got everything. Yes.
Oh, y'all going old school with the Parker special, baby.
Old school. You gonna think my granddaddy himself is up there. Okay.
Tell me, I ain't being funny, but Mr. Parker right over there on 8th Avenue now, he built down. I wouldn't mind if he come and put his finger in it. Can't nobody do it like Mr. Parker.
Vicky, you know how much mess my granddaddy used to talk at that window.
Okay, look, okay. Listen, come on, don't tell me you out of Parker special. Come on,
we got Parker special, girl. So hey, we ready. We got steak, beach cobbler, banana pudding, Parker special, soda, water. So please show up and show out Delray Beach. That's on Friday, August 2nd. 613 Southwest 8th Avenue from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And my husband and I, we're trying our best to get there for that event. We're going to try to pull this thing off to be in town with the family that evening. But yeah, so the Parker's Pop-Up Food Shop, 613 Southwest 8th Avenue, Delray Beach, Florida, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I will post this information on all our social media platforms so everyone could have it. If you have any questions, feel free to hit myself or Vicky up, and we'll be happy to help you.
Most definitely.
Yes.
What's next up?
So that is all our promo. We had a lot of promo tonight, but hey.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. There's so much coming up in August. Where are my August Leos at? Yeah, you know what? Shout out to my end of the month, July Leos, But we love y'all. Y'all good people and everything, but it ain't nothing like an August Leo, baby. Get you one.
Okay.
Get you one.
Auntie Irma in the comments, she say, save me some sauce. We're going to ship you some to Georgia, Auntie.
We're going to freeze dry you some and ship you some. Okay. Hey, Colgate Smile, thank you so much for joining us early. We're getting ready to watch President Biden address the nation. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Please like, share, and join our live page tonight. Cedric, what else we got tonight, friend?
Oh, I wanted to ask you this while we sit and we wait on hey, Colgate, welcome to the wait. So, friend, you remember I told you my friend Deanna called me. She said, I don't know what the hell you and Vicky got going on, but y'all better get y'all shit together. Wednesday night. That's who that is.
That's who that is. Oh, listen, don't worry, we got it together. We definitely live. You ain't even have to say that. We hadn't already decided on that.
She said
we got the news on Sunday.
She called and threatened. She said, I'm not fucking around with you and Vicky. Y'all better be live Wednesday.
Hey, listen, friend, you ain't even got to worry about that. We already was on that one. My friend was so worried about me on Sunday when I found out that President Biden had dropped out. I was so distraught and overwhelmed and mad. I didn't know what to do. I was confused. I had to snatch this wig off, honey, and I was around here looking real stupid.
Look at her comment. She said, and I damn
Hey, listen, whenever we're not on track, you make sure you text him. Or you can text me and let us know, listen, get y'all shit together. Get together for our next president of the United States, Ms. Kamala Harris, baby.
So as we wait for the president, which I see it on another tab on my screen, but he hasn't started yet. I did want to ask you, friend, have you been following the story of the young lady that was killed here recently by the police, Massey or something?
Yes, I have been following that. I do have my notes on that.
Okay.
It's very unfortunate. I saw where the officer helped her after the fact. And I mean, I don't know, you want to talk about it or you want to?
I mean, we're still waiting. They just talking or whatever, but the officer that helped her after the fact wasn't the officer that shot her. It was his
that's not the same one. Okay, see how misinformation gets you. So I gotta go and do some more research.
Yeah, he actually, the one that shot her after the fact actually called her a crazy bitch. That's what he said on his body.
What?
Yeah, it was recorded on his body cam. And I was just like, these people have no chill whatsoever, and then there were so many different. They reported that, of course, that she tried to throw the hot water on him. Then they say that, you know,
He
told
said somebody. The bitch said she gonna bless me in the name of. I'm gonna
that she
bless
said, "I
you in the name.
rebuke you in the name of
I
Jesus."
rebuke you in the name of Jesus. To my then she came with a pot of hot water. Where was the hot water at, bro?
And she didn't even. She dropped the. She had the muffin, the things in her
This
hand.
lady cooking in her. I mean, like seriously.
Yeah,
And then why was he still allowed to be inside?
because you have to realize when it comes down to these police shootings, they're going to go by what the police say. Then that's in that moment. You get what I'm saying? And these investigators are listening to him in his account of the situation. His account wasn't proven wrong until they were able to view the body cams. You get what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I'm still looking back and forth to see if he started, but until they were able to view the body cams. And hold on one moment.
I
Let me.
have a problem with police officers being able to stay at the scene because I don't know if you know, but like SWAT, if there is a shooting, SWAT usually they take their weapon, they have to surrender their weapon, and they have to be away from
Uh,
the actual incident until it's actually confirmed what happened, if it was a good shoot or they call it a good shoot or a bad shoot.
okay.
So with local level police officers, I just have a feeling with that. Um, I have a bad feeling with that he knew he was wrong and he was trying to like keep talking. When people did something wrong, they keep talking. That's how
Uh,
you know they become a chatty Cathy, and he was chatty Cathy all the way around because you can hear a rat piss on cotton during that whole body cam video.
hold on.
In this sacred space, I'm surrounded by portraits of extraordinary American presidents. Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. George Washington, who showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think it's more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. We can never forget that. And I never have. I've made it clear that I believe America is at an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine our fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. America's going to have to choose between moving forward or backward, between hope and hate, between unity and division. We have to decide, do we still believe in honesty, decency, respect, freedom, justice, and democracy? In this moment, we can see those we disagree with not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. Can we do that? Does character in public life still matter? I believe I know the answer to these questions because I know you, the American people. And I know this. We are a great nation because we are good people. When you elected me to this office, I promised to always level with you, to tell you the truth. And the truth, the sacred cause of this country is larger than any one of us. And those of us who cherish that cause, cherish it so much, a cause of American democracy itself, must unite to protect it. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation. You know, there is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. But there's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now. Over the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president. That means I'll continue to lower costs for hardworking families, grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose. I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence or any violence ever, period. I'm going to keep speaking out to protect our kids from gun violence, our planet from climate crisis that is the existential threat. And I will keep fighting for my cancer moonshot so we can end cancer as we know it, because we can do it. And I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy, Supreme Court reform. You know, I will keep working to ensure America remains strong and secure and the leader of the free world. I'm the first president in this century to report to the American people that the United States is not at war anywhere in the world. We'll keep rallying a coalition of proud nations to stop Putin from taking over Ukraine and doing more damage. We'll keep NATO stronger, and I'll make it more powerful and more united than any time in all of our history. I'll keep doing the same for our allies in the Pacific. You know, when I came to office, the conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. That's not the case anymore. And I'm going to keep working to end the war in Gaza, bring home all the hostages, and bring peace and security to the Middle East and end this war. We're also working around the clock to bring home Americans being unjustly detained all around the world. You know, we've come so far since my inauguration. On that day, I told you, as I stood in that winter, we stood in a winter of peril and a winter of possibilities. Peril and possibilities. We were in the grip of the worst pandemic in the century. The worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. The worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. But we came together as Americans, and we got through it. We emerged stronger, more prosperous, and more secure. Today we have the strongest economy in the world, creating nearly 16 million new jobs, a record. Wages are up. Inflation continues to come down. The racial wealth gap is the lowest it's been in 20 years. We're literally rebuilding our entire nation, urban, suburban, rural, and tribal communities. Manufacturing has come back to America. We're leading the world again in chips and science and innovation. We finally beat Big Pharma after all these years to lower the cost of prescription drugs for seniors. And I'm going to keep fighting to make sure we lower the cost for everyone, not just seniors. More people have health care today in America than ever before. And I signed one of the most significant laws helping millions of veterans and their families who were exposed to toxic materials. You know, the most significant climate law ever in the history of the world. The first major gun safety law in 30 years. And today, the violent crime rate is at a 50-year low. We're also securing our border. Border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office. I've kept my commitment to appoint the first black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. I also kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America and be a president for all Americans. That's what I've done. I ran for president 4 years ago because I believed and still do that the soul of America was at stake. The very nature of who we are was at stake. And that's still the case. America's an idea. An idea stronger than any army, bigger than any ocean, more powerful than any dictator or tyrant. It's the most powerful idea in the history of the world. That idea is that we hold these truths to be self-evident. We're all created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We've never fully lived up to it, to this sacred idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I do not believe the American people will walk away from it now. In just a few months, the American people will choose the course of America's future. I made my choice. I've made my views known. I would like to thank our great Vice President, Kamala Harris. She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable. She's been an incredible partner to me and a leader for our country. Now the choice is up to you, the American people. When you make that choice, remember the words of Benjamin Franklin hanging on my wall here in the Oval Office, alongside the busts of Dr. King and Rosa Parks and Cesar Chavez. When Ben Franklin was asked, as he emerged from the convention going on, whether the founders have given America a monarchy or republic, Franklin's response was, a republic, if you can keep it. A republic, if you can keep it. Whether we keep our republic is now in your hands. My fellow Americans, it's been the privilege of my life to serve this nation for over 50 years. Nowhere else on earth could a kid with a stutter, from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, one day sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States. But here I am. That's what's so special about America. We're a nation of promise and possibilities, of dreamers and doers, of ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things. I've given my heart and my soul to our nation, like so many others. I've been blessed a million times in return with the love and support of the American people. I hope you have some idea how grateful I am to all of you. The great thing about America is here, kings and dictators do not rule, the people do.
Exactly.
History is in your hands. The power is in your hands. The idea of America lies in your hands. We just have to keep faith, keep the faith, and remember who we are. We're the United States of America, and there's simply nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. So let's act together, preserve our democracy. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
President Biden.
That, for me, is what I needed.
Yeah,
He bowed out gracefully.
he did. I was almost teared up listening to the president speak, and he went down good,
Yeah.
and he went down by choice.
And the thing is, so many people had so much to say about his health and his age and things like that, and it's apparent. And like you and I have discussed off, the show, that I personally felt like when he made the decision to seek re-election, that they had already knew where he was physically, but he was still fighting for the soul of this nation, still fighting for us, but to make the decision to pass the baton over to something fresh for us.
Right.
I can do nothing but respect the man. Like he said, he's dedicated 50 years of his life to fighting for this country. And I have absolutely nothing but respect for that. And I'm so proud of what President Biden has done over the last 3.5 years for this country. I'm grateful for that. And I feel I'm very I feel I'm so emotional, just hearing him speak. And the only thing I can say, just job well done, President Biden.
Yeah.
Job well done.
Very well done. like we always tell people we discuss a lot of things off camera. And let me turn this off. I don't know if you guys can hear that's my fan. But I was in a bad place on Sunday when I got that news.
Yeah, you were.
And I was upset, and that was very selfish of me. But hearing President Biden speak um, puts it in a different perspective for me,
Correct.
because I blamed him and I also blamed his cabinet, because I felt like, okay, you all knew his health was fading.
Hmm.
You know, his second year going into the presidency, not with President Obama as vice president, but when he won at the end of his first year, you could see clearly that his health was fading in different events that he did. And I didn't feel at the time that Vice President Kamala Harris was able to demonstrate to us what she is really capable of. Now, yes, I've seen her resume, I know all of her accomplishments and her record. And I mean, the woman can't be touched. She's very powerful, very influential, very smart. And I mean, at first I had my doubts,
Hmm.
but as you and I spoke and texted all day about this, and I did more research, and I'm thinking to myself, who better to take us
Correct.
in the future than Vice President Kamala Harris?
Correct. Like I had
She's
told you, I had mentioned.
stand behind her.
Correct. Like I had mentioned to you, friend, like you had made a comment also, like you hadn't seen her out there, you haven't seen it. And so many people had that same mindset and that same thought. But like I had told you, you know, the vice president works for the president. The president doesn't work for her. The president is the face of the country.
Right,
You understand what I'm saying? And she cannot go out there and speak publicly without his permission.
right.
She is assigned her responsibility, and this is what she's to focus on, you
Mhm.
know. Um, and I'm glad that you took the time to do your research and to look at the big picture. And that's one thing that I hope for our community is that our people take the time to do their research, inform their, excuse me, their own opinion, because there's so many different stories that are blatant lies about her record that's out there.
Yeah.
You know, i.e., let's just start with when she was a prosecutor in the state of California.
Mhm.
And um,
And hold on, while you saying that, let me just get on some of these white people about what they're saying. These Trump supporters. She was never a judge.
correct,
Let me just clarify that. I never thought she was an attorney general.
correct,
She was not a judge. Okay. So let me just straighten that out with our viewers, because these Trump supporters, that's the first thing she was a judge and all these people she put away in the state of California. No, she was not a judge.
correct. And then also keeping in mind that her job as a, attorney general prosecutor in the state of California, and what she had did, um, with the black men in California, with this whole misconception that she did this, and
Mhm.
she did her job. Let's start there.
She
But
did.
not only did she do her job, she also created programs to reform these black men,
Yep.
to shorten sentences, and those are the things that they don't talk about. They
Right.
just paint this picture, this and form this narrative to put in the black community's head, like, "Hey, this is what she did to you guys. She's the monster. She's the boogeyman." And what happens so often in our community is that we believe this stuff. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? Um, Also, when you now, one of the things that's infuriating me in watching the news over the last couple of days about this coverage is that they continue to refer to her as a DEI hire. Let me
Yeah.
tell you something. Every time y'all hear one of these Republicans on the news address this woman as a DEI hire, I want to be very clear. They are calling her a nigger.
That's exactly what they call her.
Yeah, so I want y'all to be very clear of what they are saying when they say that.
And here's the thing, for those of you that don't know what DEI stands for, it basically stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Inclusion, correct.
Um, it stands for black folk. Y'all hired black folk.
Correct.
You know, that's the easiest way that I can put it. This woman has worked, Kamala Harris, and I'm going to put so much respect on her name. Say her name with me. Vice President Kamala Harris has put so much into this country that I didn't realize until I started reading Sunday. And I mean, my eyes got blurry because I literally was on both of these.
Correct.
I was on the iPad. I was on these two laptops to the side. I was on this laptop that I'm sitting here looking at. I had research going on everything, trying to find what I can, cross-referencing all of this stuff. And I mean, it's just amazing her what she has done and what she has accomplished, and how many people have stood behind this woman.
Correct. And I'm glad that you said that, friend, because you actually just opened a door to a video that I want to play. That, and you can just hear it from the horse's mouth himself. Hold on.
I can tell you as the chief law enforcement officer for a major city in this country that it is not working. We see that in the statistics that you've outlined. 2 million people are in the prison system in this country. Over 40% are African American, in spite of the fact that we only constitute 13% of the general population. It's not working. It's not working when we recognize that African American men, the leading cause of their death is homicide. We are overly represented both as victims and as defendants and as witnesses. Our communities suffer because our babies hear the gunfire every night. So the 7-year-old has post-traumatic stress disorder and cannot go to school the next day and learn. The criminal justice system is not working for us. What I think we have failed to do as a community, however, is own this issue of law enforcement. We talk about these statistics in the context always of it is unfair, it's morally incorrect. Maybe we have learned that from the church. It is morally incorrect. But nobody cares about that. You can look at Katrina. Nobody cares about the fact that we've got a bunch of young black and brown men in prison. That argument is not working. What I suggest we do as African Americans is own this issue in law enforcement and then define it in the way that works for us. Because it is a myth to say that African Americans don't want law enforcement. We do. We want our grandmothers to be able to walk to church and be safe.
You
know, and that's just one example.
Exactly. I mean, there's just so much. This nomination for her, it just she herself, not just the nomination, but Kamala Harris herself represents so much historical background for the ethnic community, the minorities.
And the thing about it, the thing that gets me is that these media outlets and these Republicans in Congress, like for instance, on live television. So they were all up in arms today because she did not attend the joint session with Benjamin Netanyahu, the guy from over yonder there in Israel, because he had a joint speech in Congress. She continued on the campaign trail, and she had a campaign event with her sorority sisters, which was really, really big. Okay. What did the white guy on Fox News say? She's with her colored sorority.
Typical ignorance.
Just ignorance. These are the things that they say.
Ignorance. This is what they're saying. That hey, I don't want to cut y'all, but let's can we read some of the comments on here?
Yeah. Let me go back to over here. This is from Rosie. This is what they're talking about. They are pitting us against each other purposely. They are going to go strong now. Absolutely, they're already together. Oh, yeah. Since he announced that he endorsed her on Sunday, it has been non-stop with trying to put us against Kamala Harris. And it's been this whole rhetoric about her being a DEI hire. One congresswoman actually stood on national television being interviewed and called her the bottom of the barrel.
What?
The bottom of the barrel. Also, you have I read that one already.
Do we have the flyer? I just saw Rose posted join surj.org.
Yeah, this is
Do we have that the flyer? Because not only Black women, and we're going to talk about what happened in the first 5 hours of President Biden's endorsement of Kamala Harris on Sunday. But let's talk about
the call.
The call, yeah.
The call to action. So the call to action actually started 2 nights ago with 40,000 Black women. That
over. It was
over 40,000.
Like 45,000.
Correct. That on a Zoom call that started the call to action in support of Kamala Harris, which was absolutely amazing. And I think they raised close to $1 million on that call. Don't quote me on that. Then the next night, there was thousands of Black men that came in support of Kamala Harris and supporting her. Now, I'm a media junkie, so I watched Van Jones, someone that I've lost a lot of respect for, because I feel like,
really?
Yeah, Van Jones is such a hypocrite to me, but that's a whole nother topic. But I did respect what he had to say when he spoke about the call with the Black men and protecting Black women. I had so much respect for that. Do I trust him? Absolutely not, because I think he's just a hypocrite. But it was amazing to hear, the pledge that these Black men took on that call to support and protect this woman. Yeah. And that was just amazing to me. Now, what we have coming up is on tomorrow night, we have the white women that's really excited about her being the candidate to represent the Democratic Party, and that's their answer to the call. So the white women are showing up for Kamala on tomorrow night, July 25th. It's a virtual meeting at 8:30 p.m., which I'm very happy for that the entire country, all different ethnicities are supporting her as a candidate. Not only is that happening tomorrow night, but you also have the Black gays and queer men for Harris that's also having a call, which is taking place Thursday, July 25th at 8 p.m. as well. And that's going to take place via StreamYard as well. And all the registered information is there. I'll post this information on my social media page just in case anyone needs that information. But it is just so exciting to hear that everyone is supporting the cause and jumping on board. I listened to a press conference today where you have the former lieutenant governor of Georgia, diehard Republican, stood on national television and endorsed Kamala Harris.
Wow.
In the state of Georgia. Okay. Now, since Sunday, and today is Wednesday, Kamala Harris has raised over $250 million.
And still counting.
Okay. That's on her own, Vicky.
Yeah.
That's on her own. Now, the money that's in reserve from the campaign is like $193 million. And this is what the Trump campaign did. They filed a complaint with the Federal Elections Commission to prevent the Biden campaign from transferring the funds to Kamala. Now, where they went wrong is
you killed me with this today.
I swear to God, some dumbasses a part of that campaign. Both of them were registered. Okay. The campaign itself was registered. It was registered as a principal campaign committee for both Joe and Kamala. So both of them are entitled to the funds. So Trump campaign cannot stop her from receiving the funds. But even if they didn't give it to her, she don't need it.
She don't. I mean, look what she's getting donations left and right. I mean, you and your husband yourselves, you contributed,
Yeah.
the other night, and I'm like, I followed suit, and I made a contribution. Not as much as you did,
Yeah.
but I mean, every little bit counts.
Correct.
And it's like I told you, if she raised, $1 million is 1 million votes.
So let me answer this question. The question reads, do you feel she has a good chance of winning the election?
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
I was doubtful at first, but with what took place within hours on Sunday, she has the backing to do this. I mean, if we get out there and we vote, like I always say, it starts at our local level.
Correct.
Then once we conquer the local elections and get who we want in our cities, then we move on to our counties. Okay, we need to get those people in the county. Right now, I'm gonna mention this. Attorney Richard Rouse is running for Palm Beach County Commissioner, and I've known him for years, and I think he's an excellent candidate. And I'm praying that he prevails. Okay, but from the county level, then we work on the state level.
Correct.
So we have our city officials, we have our county officials, then we got to tackle the state. And we have to hit it where it hurts.
Correct. And you know what's going to happen? As always, she will be carried over the finish lines on the backs of Black women.
There you go. Right there. So I'm going to tell you, do your research. I mean, we have to, everybody, this vote is very important.
Correct.
I don't think it's too late to register to vote, but
it's not.
Everybody within the sound of our voice, if you know somebody that needs to register to vote, please, please, please make sure that they get to the right place and get them registered. If you have to take them, I don't care if you don't even like them, get them. This is very important. Black people, white women, white men, whoever within the sound of my voice. Kamala Harris is the one to take us to our next level in the United States. We cannot allow Donald Trump to get back in that presidency. This is this man is a felon. So is that what we want? Kamala Harris fought to get felons off the streets. We need Donald Trump off the street. Because if y'all read what's going on with Project 2025.
You ready, friend?
It is. This ain't even half of Project 2025, y'all.
Are you ready?
Half of it.
Just hold, please.
Trump claims he has no idea who's behind Project 2025. Hogwash. Project 2025's nearly 1,000-page plan for a total MAGA takeover of America was assembled by more than 25 of Trump's own administration officials. Trump's Make America Great Again PAC is running ads calling it Trump's Project 2025. CNN found that at least 140 people who worked for Trump are involved in the project, including 6 of his cabinet secretaries. Trump's campaign press secretary and his advisor, Stephen Miller, star in Project 2025's recruitment video. If Trump has no idea who they are, that's some serious cognitive decline. I can see why Trump wants to distance himself from such a toxic plan. Page 5 calls for jailing teachers and librarians over banned books. Page 455 calls for abortion surveillance and stripping Americans of reproductive freedom. Pages 587 and 592 have plans to gut overtime pay rules. Page 489 demands the government prioritize, quote, married men and women over any other type of family. Page 371 proposes privatizing nuclear waste disposal. What could go wrong? I think it's full, sir. That's ridiculous. The last tree held 9 drums. Trump has promised to be a dictator on day one. The Supreme Court has given him their blessing. Project 2025 is the how-to manual for Trump's dictatorship. Trump is Project 2025. He cannot escape.
That sums it all up right there.
It wraps it up in a
I'm
nutshell.
telling you, it's like I said, this is not even half. It's so funny because I was getting ready to throw this research out until Sunday, and I'm like, I was just getting ready to throw all of this stuff out on Project 2025 because I'm thinking, okay, it's over with. But the thing is, we still need to talk about Project 2025.
Correct.
We need to educate the voters. We are running out of time. The deadline is what, August 7th? So we have like less than 2 weeks. So we have to get things together for Kamala Harris, and we have to make sure that we get her in office. What was the saying? We must protect this sister at all costs.
All costs.
At all costs.
Because they're gonna throw everything at her. I listened to some of Trump's speech tonight at one of his rallies that he's at, and when I tell you, they coming hard. You get what I'm saying? And we, most definitely have to come 10 times harder. I was on Amazon looking for me some Harris t-shirts and stuff, and I'm ready.
Not Amazon, friend. You gotta stay your butt off Amazon.
I'm like,
listen, thank you, Rose, for posting that. Rose just posted. You can check your status, your voting status. Go to register to vote florida.gov/home. Okay, again, that's register to vote florida.gov/home. And you can check your voting status there.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you so much for that information, Rose. She also has another link on there, votersoftomorrow.org. Okay, so make sure you go there, votersoftomorrow.org. And again, this election is so very important to the United States of America. Not just honestly, I think it's important to the United Nations as well. I'm
my thing is
what they have to say, what our United Nation friends have to say about this, about President Biden stepping down and endorsing Kamala Harris. The Clintons have endorsed her as well. I'm so proud of that. Did President Obama officially announce his endorsement?
President Obama has not released his endorsement as of yet, but you have to also realize that President Obama believes in timing.
I know.
And then he doesn't want his influence to always be a factor. So I'm sure she has his endorsement, but I respect the way that he does things, because no matter when he does it, how he does it, they're gonna be like, oh, well, because of Obama, and this one thing I was thinking about, because I want to circle back to when these people use this term DEI hire.
Yeah.
When President Obama selected his vice president, he selected Joe Biden, a white man. Why wasn't
Biden wasn't no DEI?
You know what Biden was a good job. Good selection. You get what I'm saying? So what's the problem? You get what I'm saying? Now, I will say that although I'm confident that Kamala will win this election, but I will say that whomever she selects as her running mate, would need to be a white young man.
What's the black girl that's on Congress?
Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine. Oh, baby. She would make a great running mate for Kamala Harris. She really would. Excellent running mate.
Correct. So
she be getting them together.
So my thing is with all these, I was listening to another show today or whatever, and I listened to all these clips, but just like Pam posted in, she mentioned it in the comments on Fox News today, the host, whose name is Alec Lane, he called VP Harris the original Hawk Talk, which, and that's how she got her claim of fame and got to the top. Because, and I'm like, just the things that they're saying about this candidate, and they're not going to stop. It's only going to get worse. But,
But
but the thing is,
you know why it's gonna get worse because it gets worse when people are afraid.
correct.
Just like when Trump filed the complaint, he's afraid.
He's afraid.
He's afraid.
And all the like even with the speaker, Mike Johnson, said that they were going to file lawsuits. What are you filing lawsuits for? She was a part of the ticket. It just makes no sense, that they say this stuff because they wanted Trump to continue to run against Joe Biden, an old elderly man, that's obvious that has some health reasons. I mean, some health issues, but now that he has this nice, fresh Black woman that is going to run circles around him on every level, his credentials can't touch hers.
That's right.
He just imagine what a debate between the two would look like.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's gonna rip them apart.
Absolutely. And there was another video that I wanted to show you, friend, on the show. And and this where is it at? This is it. Let's show this here.
Couple things. First, it's YOUR. I don't know what it is about you guys that you literally get it wrong every single time. First of all, I would vote for this fart machine over Donald Trump. We don't care who the candidate is.
No way.
Absolutely love that it's Kamala Harris because Donald Trump's going to get his ass handed to him by an incredibly accomplished Black woman. And we all know how much he likes Black women. Second, we don't hate America at all. You guys hate America. You guys claim to love America, but you hate 75% of the people who live here. You guys hate women. You hate immigrants. You hate Black people and brown people and First Nations, Native Americans. You hate the LGBTQ community. You hate everybody on the left. You think we're evil. And you've been begging for years for a civil war so that you can kill all of us. And you're voting for a candidate who is going to dismantle anything that even resembles democratic rule in the United States of America and the founding principles upon which this country was founded. We hate Donald Trump because we love America and everyone who lives here. You guys think you love America, but you hate almost everyone who lives here, and you have absolutely no use for America's founding principles anymore. You guys talk more highly about Russia and Vladimir Putin than you do the United States. Fucking move. Move.
You know what? I love this guy when they talk like this. I really do.
We love America and the people who live here.
So the funny thing is, I like this comment because I did see this that I have on the screen, Vicky. Trump said he wanted a refund for the money he spent on ad campaigns he had when he thought he was running against Joe Biden. Yes, he was high history's great. He posted that on his little Twitter thing where he said he wanted a refund because they done switched the candidates. I'm like, what an idiot. And then also, let's talk about JD Vance. JD Vance, who Trump picked as his VP, his running mate. JD Vance, for the last couple of years, has actually spoke terrible of Trump. I mean, he was an idiot. He was Hitler. He was this, whoop-de-whoop. JD Vance's wife is also in India as well, which is totally against what these Republicans like and want and who they want around. So I was just, so shocked. Now you got all these reports that they got it wrong. They regret their decision that they picked JD Vance as his running mate. So what do you think about that? What do you think about JD Vance?
I don't think JD Vance.
You froze, friend. Vicky's internet must have froze. But in the comments, Let's Maria, I see your comment here. You said I would love to see Kamala as president and Jasmine as as VP now. That will be it. Folks will go crazy with 2 African American women running the government. Absolutely, girl, they would lose their mind if they had 2 African American women running the government. They would be losing it. That just will not happen. But I do think, I personally feel as if there needs to be a white man on the ticket with Kamala and someone that's much younger. My fan favorite is the current governor of Philadelphia. I forget his name, but that's just my fan favorite. But also, there's another one that I just don't ring a bell at this moment. But what do you guys think in the comments? Pam say he looks like Satan's sister. What? Not Satan's sister. But yeah, they are having serious regrets of JD Vance and what happened, and just I've looked at some of his rallies recently, and he has to be just one of the most boringest people, and that just yeah. So you back, friend? Vicky, you there? So Rose say they got it wrong since Kamala came into play. Absolutely, and they realized that. Even if she would have remained the VP and Joe was still running, I think that he would have just crushed her. I mean, she would have crushed him in a debate as well. Shapiro. Thank you, Deanna. I appreciate that. That's his name in Philly. I do think that he would be a great pick to run with on the ticket with VP Harris. Mark Kelly is Pam's favorite as well as my husband's favorite. And is Mark Kelly the guy is he the Democratic governor that's in a Republican state? And he's been reelected twice. I think that's him, but I'm not 100% sure. So where do we go from here? Vicky, can you hear me? Oh, no, thank you, Dad. Where do we go from here? What's important is that we get out and spread the word. If you can donate to her campaign, absolutely. If you can knock on doors, you can do whatever. If you are supporting Kamala Harris in this election, and keep in mind, this election, we are deciding against the different democracy and a dictatorship. I don't want to live in a dictatorship. I will definitely be supporting VP Harris 110%. I don't think that Pete Buttigieg should be on the ticket with her. That would really drive the country crazy. A black woman and a gay man? No, I don't. I think we'll just. I don't think. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with the ticket. But I don't think America would support that ticket, Pam. That's just my personal. Who is Gabby's husband? Pam, are you there? I mean, Vicky, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Vicky. I just can't see you, but
okay,
I can hear you.
I don't know something. I'm like both laptops. The MacBook went out, and I'm on the HP right now. So
the party must go on.
I just got a text. Okay, so what did I miss? I'm sorry.
No, we was just talking about. I was just reading the comments, and then we was talking about where do we go from here. Since we're down to like the last 10 minutes, where do we go from here? And as far as supporting VP Harris, of course, we have the Democratic National Convention that's coming up next month here in Chicago, Illinois. So that will be a huge convention, which I'm extremely excited about. What has happened, in lieu to that convention, that she has gained, exceeded the required delegate count that she needs to be the nominee for the Democratic Party. So that's amazing. And I'm really, really happy to hear that. So can you hear me, Vicky?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
To me, Cedric, I think what's next is, like I said, August 7th deadline is coming up. We just need to make sure that we
And August
continue
7th,
to back
that's the
Kamala
deadline.
Harris and fight.
Is that the
I'm
deadline for
sorry.
voters registration? That's for voters registration, Vicky?
No, that's the deadline for her to be on the ballot, I believe, the August 7th
Oh,
deadline.
okay.
Hold on a second. For her to be listed as the candidate for presidency. I believe, and I may be wrong. If anybody out there, Rose, I know you follow this as well. If you can just help me out and just confirm that, but I believe that's what the August 7th deadline is for. But moving forward, Thadric, again, like our brothers said, we just need to make sure that we protect the sister at all costs. And this is a milestone again for our country, for Black women, our us as minority women, and not just. And I'm going to say this because I saw this today on a tweet that someone had did, but they said that the Latino community stands behind Kamala Harris also. So not only do you have the Black community, you have the Latino community, and you have most of the white community, as well as the LGBTQIA community. So there's a lot of people that are rallying behind Kamala. We just need to make sure that we get to those polls as a group in numbers. And we need to make sure that everybody votes. This election, I just can't stress enough to everybody how important this election is. Okay, thank you, Rose. Rose says the deadline to register or change party affiliation for 2024 primary election, July 22nd, 2024. Deadline to register for the 2024 general election is October 7th, 2024. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the August 7th deadline. In regards to her being able to get her name on the ballot as the presidential candidacy, if I'm correct. But I'll get you more information on that. I don't want to see our viewers wrong, but I thought I read something about that on Sunday. But at this point, I'm anxious to see who her running mate is going to be.
Yeah, I'm anxious too. Thanks, Rose. That information is very helpful as well. And
Yeah.
Rose, you be on it, girl. We need to give you a job with.
I know, right? I don't know why she won't come on Deliberate Discussions with us. Listen, Rose is always. Thank you so much for supporting us, Rose. You've been riding with Deliberate Discussions since we started, and we just want to say thank you so very much. You're a wealth of information alone. So I'm gonna call you my standby Google.
Okay, Rose be on it, Lord.
I mean, I'm seriously anxious. I really wish that Jasmine Crockett could be her running mate. Like you said, you don't think a black president and a gay vice president may not work, but I beg to differ with your friend. I think it would work.
No, I'm not saying that it wouldn't work. What I'm saying is it wouldn't work for America.
Oh, for America, okay.
It would not work for, as far as the voters, you know how they feel about us. So
I know. Hey, I'm back now. I see myself.
You know how they feel about us, but
hey,
before we get to the end of this show, friend, I did tell you earlier that I had something that I wanted to share with you, and I wanted to share with the audience. So just stand by and let's look at this together.
About the families that in Mexico that they get separated at the border. If you were to be president, what would you do about that?
I would stop it, because as far as I'm concerned, you should never separate children from their parents.
So I want to be the president of the United States. Fantastic. Just like you.
Yes, good. Now, why do you want to be president?
Because I'm looking up to you, and I've always looked up to President Barack Obama, and I've always wanted to say that I'll be the second or third African-American president, yes. And I've always put that dream in me.
And so it shall be.
How will you keep bad guys from having guns?
We can't let people have guns who are not responsible. What do you think the rules should be?
You should run a test to see if they're going to be responsible with the guns or not.
That is excellent, and that's called background checks.
Well, I go to a really awesome public school in Ames, but I know that some public schools across the country are kind of struggling. Would you do anything to help?
We need to invest in our public schools because it is people like you, our young, brilliant leaders, thrive and do really well in public schools. Tell me what you're worried about.
global warming and school shootings.
Yeah.
How are you going to help stop climate change?
By 2035, we'll have electric school buses. By 2045, we'll have a clean economy. I think we are so much stronger when we are unified. And so I plan on unifying our country around the things we have in common, that no matter what our race, no matter what our gender, that we all have so much in common.
There's a lot of great teachers. How would you try to get them paid more?
You just asked a question that teachers around the country are asking. A federal investment in closing the teacher pay gap is it'll be the first time in our nation's history they're not paid as much as they're worth. I want to have a nurse in every public school. I want to have a social worker in every public school. I have a plan to also pay teachers more. Like, I don't like mean people.
I don't like Donald Trump.
Yeah, me either.
That, the way she spoke to those kids touched my soul. The way she was so calm. She brought herself down to their level, and she spoke slowly so they understood her and they could relate to her. Was so amazing to me. And it takes me back to what President Biden said in his speech just a moment ago. It's just handing it over, handing it, to a fresh. And my thing is to speak to those children on that level. The children, they are our future, and that was just so amazing to me, for her to put herself in that position to be interviewed by those kids and hear their concern.
Yeah.
Vicky, you know, what you writing, John?
I'm sorry. I just no. I got a text message. They're saying to get her name for the presidential nominee, she has until August 7th. Okay, to make the presidential nominee official. So so that's what that is about. I know I read something about August 7th, and I'm like, okay, we're running out of time, to make her officially the presidential nominee. Right now, she has the endorsement, she has the money. So.
I did hear also, in pertaining to what you're saying, is that they planned on doing a virtual roll call with the delegates prior to the convention, so that she can also have the nominee going into the convention. So
Rose says she looks like she's on there already.
She look like what?
Rose, she says she looks like she's on there already.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
okay, so I mean, so that's good. Then, is there a delay in me, Thadric? I'm sorry.
There is. Yeah, you do have a little delay, Vicky, but that's fine. Maria, you're right. She did an amazing job speaking with those kids, and I'm so glad that she gave those children an opportunity, and she allowed them to be heard, and she answered their questions in a way that they understood it. Vicky, are you there?
I'm here.
Vicky is. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have a delay, friend. That's okay. But I just want to thank our viewers. You guys have been absolutely amazing. No, that's fine. Our viewers, you guys have been absolutely amazing tonight. Thank you guys so much for your comment and your feedback. I really love when we have these shows, when you guys are in the comments and you have that feedback. I'm glad that you guys decided to join Deliberate Discussions tonight and watch the presidential address with us. That was the first time we'd done something like that, and I'm really glad that we did it. Hold on one second. What'd you say, Deanna? What'd you say? All right, now I'm gonna see y'all next week, and don't make me have to call nobody. I love y'all. Deanna, don't you be on my phone, girl. Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think Donald Trump tapped to my Wi-Fi. I think Trump tapped into my Wi-Fi.
We got it. No, it's all right. We got you. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Deliberate Discussions. We will see you guys next week for another amazing episode. I'm sure that a whole lot will happen in the next 7 days. And we will revisit the Massey story here in Illinois, the young lady that was just shot by the police, and the whole hot water situation again, because there's more information that's coming out about that. But again, thank you again to our amazing viewers, and we're wishing you guys